Do I sound better?
You do a lot better.
Wait, last week we filmed and I was so physically ill.
How?
I want to watch Love Island. Let's come over. Okay, Lord, please be with us, amen. Hello and welcome back to the Run Up Your Alley channel. Guys, I am so excited to go into some marketing things today with you. If you're new here, my name is Allee Cyrus. I support ambitious women as they go forward, build the lives and the businesses that they want, because both can coexist, a really great life and a really great business. So let's get into it. So marketing. Everyone talks about marketing. I feel like when you get on Instagram, there are so many accounts talking about reels and how to grow and what you need to do in order to get big. It's the same on every other platform realistically, and there's so much noise. And I actually have a degree in public relations and marketing, and so I feel like the noise isn't as loud to me sometimes, but when I sit down with my coaching clients, I hear time and time and time again that it is overwhelming and they don't know which step to take first. So I think it creates a bit of a scramble for a lot of the people in our generation who are really trying to scale businesses. So I want you to understand that like marketing, when it comes down to it, has some really great foundational factors that you can always come home to, and I'm going to teach you what those are today. And before we even get into them, I want you to understand that there's a difference between a brand that you're creating that's your business and your personal brand. For what I'm going to be teaching you on, I want you to think through the lens of, am I building a brand, aka my business, the name of my business, whatever, or am I leveraging my personal brand to, build my business, build my dreams? And they really are different. You need to approach them in different ways, and it doesn't mean that one is more powerful than the other. It really just comes down to the gifting and the way that God made you. And so I just want you to really think very clearly as you're taking this in, whether you're doing one or the other. You might be doing both, right? So like, come back to this video if you're thinking through the scope of one later down the line, obviously, but just know that like, you can't actually build them both the same way, because you are different than your business and your business is different than you, but together they are so powerful, right? So let's get into it. Consistency. This is the first one. You have to care and be devoted and disciplined to showing up consistently with quality content that is speaking to the same person, or at least similar people, right? We are multi-dimensional beings. There are just so many pieces and parts to you, and you are so special, and everyone who loves you knows that, right? But every part of you probably doesn't have full room on your grid or on your channel or wherever you are creating on your website, right? We actually need to be able to niche down and talk to the specific person that we're trying to talk to and know them well, and then from that place create constant, really consistent content for them that's going to make them feel something, because it all comes down to feeling, right? So you just need to know that like consistency is key. This is something that I really struggled with for years, and as I've been able to get older and my like frontal lobe fully developed and I just got to be a little bit more aware, I realized, oh, this missing link is the thing that's probably like keeping me from growing in the direction that I wanted to. You have to make a decision, you have to show up consistently within the marketing efforts, and you will grow. It's just how it is. And you have to be unattached to the results in the beginning and really like look at the data realistically, because the data is going to show you and tell you, oh, this works, create more of this, right? So that is like the key to consistency: showing up, being disciplined, making sure that you're able to really continue to foster a relationship with the people who are coming, and it really works well from there. So that is our foundation. Let's get into the next thing. Okay, number 2 may feel heavy and hard, but it's not. I promise. Permission. You gotta stop thinking all the time about what people think of you. You have to stop caring about what other people think of you. And I know that's easier said than done. Realistically, I am a sensitive nugget, you guys. I have so many feelings and I want everyone to be happy. And I remember there was this moment in high school for me where a girl called me fake, And I remember crying in my car after, because I was like, I actually sacrifice every single part of myself to be everything for all the people around me, because I never want them to feel rejected and I never want them to feel unsafe, and I still just got labeled fake. And that was such a gift to, sophomore year of high school me, because I realized like not everyone's going to like me. I cannot physically be everything for everyone, no matter how genuine or hard I work. So I might as well be who I actually am, and then I bet the people who are supposed to love me will love me back, right? And so I want to just like take that lesson from my heart and hand it right to you, because it's the truth. And when you are creating content and putting it out there for people, there are going to be people who are scrolling on their couch after a really long, hard day, who see what you say and don't like it. And that's okay. They may say mean words, they may have specific comments, and that is hard to process on the human psyche. So I just want to like let you know, like, it's hard to not be liked sometimes, but it has nothing to do with your innate worth. It does not come from approval of man. And you have to remember that. So if you're being true to yourself, if you are operating within your morals, if you are going after that big vision that you always wanted to build, then you have to give yourself permission to not be liked, because there are going to be 95% of the people that you're talking to who are like, heck yes, I've been looking for this girl my whole life. I can't believe someone is finally saying this. Thank you for speaking to my soul, right? So don't let the 5%, the 2%, the 1% of people who don't align with what you think or say keep you from connecting with all of the people that you've been created to actually connect with, right? This is so important in marketing. And I want you to know too, really good marketing is polarizing. I really don't like drama, so I don't go into a lot of polarizing content. If I did, I would probably grow significantly faster, but that just doesn't feel aligned for me in this season. So I want you to understand too, like, when you are standing for something and you're loud and proud about it, you're gonna attract the right people for that message, and you will probably upset other people. And so polarization, standing for something, that's just part of marketing, and really good marketing, right? So you have to be able to get behind that to feel fully comfortable. Also, you're never going to feel fully comfortable, so just remember that. Okay, number 3, you need goals. You need achievable, clear goals. When we started this channel, I'm like pointing to Sophia back here. We sat down and we were like, what are my content pillars? What are the things that I do for women? I have multiple businesses, so it's been really helpful to see what feedback they give us and then create videos for that. So I feel like I had a little bit of a leg up. No matter what square you're starting in, realistically, it's like the thing you're creating, you need to make decisions around, and then you need goals attached to those decisions so you can feel like you're on track. We sat down, I remember like just talking through it with her and being like, what's realistic for the first month, for the first 3 months, for the first year? Like, what are our goals? And they weren't crazy goals. It's just a place where I want to be able to really pour into you and save you time and worry and be the big sister that you need while building your business realistically. And so I needed that, so I get to create that for you, right? So I had like more of that specific goal, and then I had tangible goals of growing and being able to hit specific numbers. And so you don't need to hit like a crazy amount of whatever in order for you to be worthy and doing a great job and making true change. I want you to understand, like, you do need something to work towards. So I always create like smart goals when it comes down to it, of like overarchingly, emotionally, what feeling am I trying to give to the people I'm creating for, and then what am I emotionally trying to feel, because like I said, I am a nugget with a lot of feelings, so I need to make sure it feels good for me when I'm creating. And then what are the specific number based goals that I can go after, right? Is this something that's going to be creating money? Is it going to be creating income and revenue? Or is this something that's going to be more of like a number of subscribers or followers or email list members, right? What is it that's going to feel like after 3 months when I hit this is going to feel worth it? Because that's going to help you understand if your actual actions are giving you what you want. I think the first 3-4 years of me running my business, I was just trying different hats and things on to see what felt right. It's the same with content creation, it's the same with marketing. So just understand, like, you can try on different platforms, different types of creation, and feel really good about what you're creating, and it might not hit, and that's okay. So your goals really help you understand, like, am I on track for this to feel worth it for me? Am I emotionally feeling like this is worth it? Or am I getting feedback from my viewers or those who are engaging that feel that? And then two, like looking at those specific number-based goals, you'll be able to know, like, okay, maybe the feeling's there, but the growth isn't. What would actually help me grow if that's what you want? Or you could be like, actually don't care if anyone ever watches anything. This feels so fun for me, right? You have to be clear on all of that though for longevity. And longevity is key with content creation. If you think of your favorite creator and business owner ever who creates content, and you scroll back to his or her first 25 videos or 25 posts, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, she's come a long way, right? You're not gonna judge her. You're gonna feel like, wow, I have permission and I'm allowed to be where I am right now, right? So just know that specifically, like, they had goals and they were clear and they consistently went toward them, and they probably were grounded and wanted it enough, and then they got there. And now they're someone that you look up to personally. So allow yourself to have the beginning stages and then the journey that they had to where they are. Goals are very helpful for making sure you're like hitting the right compass when doing that. Number 4, we have 2 left. This is possibly my favorite out of all of them. I want you to collect no's. I want you to, when it comes to like content creation, asking your ideal follower, listener, viewer, whatever, what their opinions are, ask them questions, ask for feedback, and get no's. Don't just get yeses, get no's, because I see so many people so motivated by like acceptance and by, you know, like, ooh, I want to go viral, or I want to hit this, you know, 100,000 mark or whatever that is, right? And that is motivating and that's exciting, and I love that for you. And I want you to understand that, like, if you're only going after approval, then you're not going to go very far. You have to actually collect no's. You have to ask enough questions for people to be like, actually, I don't love that idea. What about this, right? That's actually where like risk and growth happens. I've found in business and in creation, you have to really be dialed in enough and like thinking and thoughtful enough about what you're doing to know that like something is going to hit with a yes, and that you're going to have the people around you or the viewership around you who are like, didn't love that, but loved this, right? You don't have to have a negative crowd around you. So that's not what I'm asking. I don't want you to go around people who are like, this sucks, right? I want you to be around people who see you for who you are and really appreciate what you're doing. Ask your viewers, what do you want to see? What are you liking? Do you have any thoughts on this, right? It's not personal. A no is not personal. I think with Americans specifically, like, we've just grown up in a culture where like yes is exciting and no is bad, but no is direction just as much as a yes is. So remove any rejection or shame that you may ever feel from it, and understand that when you are marketing, you can 100% thrive with yeses and nos, not just with yeses, okay? Our last one. Are we ready? Okay. So the last thing, and this really has been kind of like laced within a lot of the things that I've said, but it's so important, so it needs to be last. You need to have a victory mentality when it comes to creation. If you want to be magnetic in marketing, which I know that you can be, and I know you were actually created to be because you were given a voice and vocal cords, like there is victory in communication, there is victory in connection, there's victory in change that comes from those things. You were literally created for that. So when you have that mentality on rejection, things not going the rate that you want, not getting the feedback that you want immediately, it doesn't really matter, because you know that you're doing something that's bigger than you, and you understand that yes, there is a very important part of winning, and that is failure along the way for you to become who you're supposed to become. So if you want to be really good at marketing, you have to get really, really good at knowing that there's an overarching plan that you have for your business and your content creation, but too for your life. And no circumstance, when you're really popular or when you feel like you're kind of like slowing down on things, right? None of that really means anything. That's not where your value comes from. Your victory does not come from you being famous, or from you being rich, or from you getting accolades and stacking them up. It actually comes from you operating within your purpose, resting in your purpose, and being in your purpose, right? And just like being, right? You don't have to do anything or prove anything. And so I have found when I've really studied my most successful clients, when I've studied my most successful seasons and the people that I look up to the most, I found that most of them have a very unyielding victory mindset. Their worth doesn't come from their results, but the personal responsibility and self-compassion that they operate within is undeniable, and there's freedom within that. And so you just need to know with marketing, like long-term, marketing is so amazing. It's going to grow your business, it's going to grow your brand, it's going to create something that changes the lives of people, and you are so much bigger than that. Your life is just bigger than any number in a bank account or on your following or, you know, a cross platform or on your media kit. It's just bigger than that. And when you're able to remember that and keep yourself in that perspective, I really believe that the quality that you are able to create and what flows from you naturally is supernatural. I've seen it time and time again. I just think God's hand is on it. So just understand that you are bigger than you could ever imagine. And also, like, you will make mistakes and they will not hold you back. It's all part of a big, beautiful journey. And I'm really excited for you in that. So magnetic marketing, the true heart of it is understanding that you have a voice and it is amazing and it can change lives. You and the results of what you're doing have nothing to do with your worth. You already live in victory. You already are arriving. You already are a huge version of the self that you want to be at the end of this road. You gotta understand that, because if you trade everything for acceptance to prove something, I promise you will never arrive. It doesn't have to do with your works. You are not your works, my friend. So anyway, I hope that this was an amazing video. I hope that you feel blessed and more clear. Again, thinking through the scope of personal brand versus like a brand that is a business that is not attached to you. Really dig into this, and I would encourage you to rewatch, take notes, and kind of think through like, what would this look like specifically for me as I'm able to grow my business, as I'm able to grow my brand, etc. I love creating for you. Thank you for listening to this video. Let me know what you thought of this video below in the comments, and definitely pound the subscribe button if you've not already, because I love creating these videos and I cannot wait to keep them coming for you. Let me know if you have any questions below, like I said, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!